of a shot of winning. We can beat anybody in the world, and I think we're going to win next Sunday.
Welcome back to the New York Jets Atlantic Flight podcast. It is 2026. Happy New Year. Things can only get better, in the words of D. Ream. Or can they get worse? Well, let's try and stay positive about this. So looking at it right now, as we're going into the final game of the season against the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets are propping up the AFC East yet again on a 3-13 record. The Dolphins sitting at 7-9, the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots 11-5, 13-3 respectively. The Bills now have clinched a playoff place, so the Patriots have won the division. Incredible. As much as it pains me to say it, what an incredible job that they have done there. They've just turned this thing around. Woody and co, have a look at that. That's how you need to do it. Okay, Vrabel isn't the first time head coach, and he's got some super experience on that team as well, Josh Daniels and everything. So it's not kind of the same thing, but I think the template's there, isn't it? That's how you get it done. Getting back to Buffalo. So we've got a game against Buffalo, and in case you didn't know, unfortunately we've been flexed out for a 4:25 kickoff for the Bills, which means obviously over here in the UK that's a 9:25 kickoff. So thank you very much. I'm not going to be able to see the last game of the season, although is that any real big loss? Well, yeah, because I still watch the games regardless, whether we're going to win, lose, or we're just downright stinking, which we are now. On stinking, there is a reason why we're stinking, and I'm going to get this off my chest. If you still haven't worked out why this is the worst we've ever seen, there's a reason for it, and hopefully the penny's dropped if anyone listening to this. We are sucking because we're tanking. We're not sucking because we're really, really bad, although we are bad, because there was a point in the season that came when we were in games and we were losing games by a score, and at one point our last 5 games, middle of the season, we'd won 3 of them, and now all of a sudden, boom, we're falling off a cliff face and we couldn't beat an egg. Well, there's a reason for it. We're tanking. So I'm seeing people all over social media that's still saying, I don't get this, this is the worst ever team. No, it isn't. It is not the worst ever team. There are plenty of other teams that we've had in the past that are worse than this, but it's the W's. It's the manner in which we're doing it. And we're breaking all kinds of records. We haven't got an interception and all the rest of it. Hey, well, the guy that was running the defense is now gone. So can't look at that anymore. So we are going to be addressing coaching issues. We will be getting people in. There will be people leaving as well. No doubts about that. But there is a plan. I cannot say that Aaron Glenn is a good head coach yet. And I can't say he's a bad head coach yet, because I don't think it's fair to judge him on this season when clearly we are ripping this thing down to the studs. And this is how you do it. And in seasons gone by, the Jets have done these so-called rebuilds, but they haven't though, have they? They've not ripped it down to the studs. They've changed coaches. We've got rid of the GM. We've got a new GM. We've got a new head coach in, and we've got a new coaching staff. Majority of the players are still there. Get a few free agents in. Get rid of a few of the depth pieces at the other end of the depth chart. But largely, they've always stayed the same. It's always just been a Band-Aid kind of a fix, hasn't it? So no, we're not doing the Band-Aid fix. In fact, we're ripping it off. We're ripping it right down. This is what needs to happen. Every year I watch. So when we're languishing in this mid-table mediocrity, which sounds pretty good right now, and we're sort of we're picking 12th or 15th or 20th in the draft. And you see these other teams, San Francisco, they were awful for a few years. And then they stripped it all down and built it up. And then they were contesting again. The Rams, they were the same. They're awful. And even the Detroit Lions in recent games, they've been awful for years and years. And they've done it. You strip it down to the studs, rebuild it. This is what you need to do. This is what it looks like. And yeah, it is painful. And we've seen other fans of these other teams going through the same stuff that we're going through right now. So it is painful. It's not pretty, but stick with it. Things will get better. So anyway, we've got this game at Buffalo. It was getting perceived that Buffalo would probably be resting a lot of their starters because they would have probably had the division wrapped up. That didn't happen, did it? So the Buffalo Bills now are probably going to field a much stronger team than we initially anticipated, because it's all about seeding now. So if we take a look at the playoff picture right now, this is the AFC. By the way, there's one more playoff spot available. So this is the AFC. So the Broncos are currently the number 1 seed, followed by the Patriots, still unbelievable. And this is unbelievable. Jaguars are the 3rd seed. Texans are the 5th seed. Chargers are the 6th seed. And Bills right now are the 7th seed. So they're all going to be wanting to increase their chances of having a better run in the playoffs. In the hunt, incredibly, the old man that was with us last year and the year before, Aaron Rodgers' Steelers, are in the hunt as well. On the bubble in the AFC, incredibly, the Ravens have turned around their seasons. They're currently 8-8, and they're playing Pittsburgh. So it's all to play for. That's going to be a really, really interesting game. I think the Ravens are favoured heavily on that one. So look for the Ravens to knock out Aaron Rodgers in that one, quite literally. Well, hopefully. All eliminated now: the Colts, Dolphins, Bengals, Chiefs, Browns, Titans, Jets, Raiders. Who'd have thunk it? Anyway, if we take another look at the other side of the conference, the NFC, again, just like the AFC, there's one playoff spot available. Incredible. Seattle Seahawks are ranked number 1. So they've got a number 1 seed. They will have home field advantage as well. And it's our very own Sam Darnold, who apparently was an awful quarterback. And he was so bad that we just got rid of him for Zach Wilson. Whew. Okay, right. God, that hurts. Anyway, they're ranked number 1. The Bears, incredibly, another first-time head coach in there. 11-5. Incredible job there. They are ranked number 2. The ever-present Eagles are at number 3. Number 5, the 49ers. 6, the Rams. 7, the Packers. In the hunt, again, I'm going to say incredible because it is, the Panthers. They're there as well. So they haven't done too bad. They're 8-8. Same record as the Ravens. And they are playing Tampa Bay, who, interestingly, just like the Ravens and the Steelers, they're in the hunt as well. So you've got 2 games here in the AFC and the NFC where you've got 2 teams on the bubble and it's last game of the season, everything to play for. Red Zone is going to be the place to be, people. It's going to be super exciting. If you can go triple or double or quadruple box, do it. Eliminated, obviously, from the playoffs. I'll just run through this. Vikings, Lions, Cowboys, Falcons, Saints, Commanders, Cardinals, Giants, and that's it. There's no more. Both New York teams, pretty much the pits. But back to the Bills and Jets. If the Jets are going to have any chance in this at all, it's going to take a miracle. Looking at the IR reports for both teams, these did not practices. Michael Clemens, Isaiah Davis, Xavier Newman-Johnson, the O-lineman, Quantez Stiggers, cornerback, Mason Taylor, and Jelani Woods. They all did not practice. Limited practice was Breece Hall, Joe Tippmann, Brandon Stevens, and Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor isn't going to be there anyway. He's been excused for personal reasons. So I do believe it's going to be Hendon Hooker that will be backing up Brady Cook, because he gives us our best chance at winning in the Tankathon, I think. Full practice, Harrison Phillips. That's good to know. Also Kenny Nwangu as well. So that's all good. But I still think we're going to be fielding a very, very understrength team, even more so than we're usually seeing. Buffalo Bills, I don't know whether these guys are just resting players or there is a genuine problem there. But Josh Allen did not practice, as did Terrell Bernard, the linebacker, as did Joey Bosa. Daquan Jones, he didn't either. Jordan Poyer, the free safety, he didn't. Nor did James Cook. EJ Espinoza, defensive end, or Tylan Gabriel, the tackle. Limited practice was Tre'Davious White and Jordan Phillips, Cam Lewis, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. Full practice, Reggie Gilliam, the fullback, and there was one more, I think. Yes, Matt Prater, the kicker. So I don't think these guys are injured or anything. There are various listings of what's wrong with people, but I expect them to field pretty much a fully strength team. And I don't know, maybe in the fourth quarter when they're up 42-6 or something, they'll start pulling the starters and put the backups in. But I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be going all out to absolutely destroy us early on. And hey, that would be a change, wouldn't it? Getting blown out in the first 5 minutes of a game. So if you're looking for a prediction for me from this game, oh my God, just stick a pin in it. I don't know, 42-6. I don't even think we'll score a touchdown. I think this Bills defense is going to manhandle Brady Cook. He's going to probably get picked off a few times as well. I think it's a good idea that Brady Cook is getting his reps, but on the face of it, we're not playing for anything. And I'm afraid in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I don't think it's doing him any good now. So it's one thing to have someone out there taking reps, but when it's absolutely meaningless and the guy's getting destroyed because he's just throwing picks. Most of those picks that he threw last week were on him. It's not the offensive line. The offensive line's pretty good. You've got a quarterback out there that can read all the defences, and they get rid of the ball quicker. They're making their reads quicker. They're getting the ball out quicker. And Brady Cook is an undrafted free agent quarterback. There's a reason why he was undrafted. Even though on this podcast we're high on him, we're also realistic. He is not a starting caliber quarterback. He is at best going to be a third quarterback. Hopefully he sticks on this roster next year. And I think with some changes, which I'm going to come to in the offense, hopefully he'll stick around and he'll get better, because that's what we want to see, isn't it? We want to see players progressing and doing well, and it's good when you can develop your own talent. So news came out this week that the Jets are expected to make some changes around the first-time offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand in the 2026 season. They're going to probably be adding some experienced coaches with a focus pretty much on quarterback development rather than replacing him, which I think is the right thing to do. The guy's a first-year coach, and when we've actually been competing in games, he has actually schemed players open, and some of the stuff that he's come out with has been pretty good. The Jets have already got Scott Turner as a senior offensive assistant and passing game coordinator, but that could target other experienced coaches to fill the roles. Obviously, we're going to need quarterbacks coaches. Ideally, you want a quarterbacks coach with a good experience and a good track record. Some potential veteran coaches that could assist Engstrand are probably going to be individuals with prior head coaching or extensive coordinating experience who are currently available or could be on the move. And this is, I know this is pie in the sky, but these are just some of the names that I've seen banded around that could be available. This is going to be highly unlikely and very, very expensive. But Brian Dable could be one. Gary Kubiak's interesting. Though retired, there's been speculation about the Jets potentially luring the former Broncos head coach and two-time Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator out of retirement due to his connections with head coach Aaron Glenn and the offensive line coach John Benton. So that is really interesting. I think that's got some credibility to it as well. But would he come out of retirement? I also think this is a little bit pie in the sky. And I'm not sure I'd really want this as a head coach, as a second-year head coach, because Glenn's going to be a second-year head coach, although in my head, I'm calling it a first year. Mike McCarthy, former Green Bay Packer, former Dallas Cowboy, had an argument or disagreement pretty much with the Cowboys about his contract and ended up leaving. He's got Super Bowl experience and he's highly, highly rated in NFL circles, and he's massively experienced. But are you really going to have Mike McCarthy assisting Tanner Engstrand? That just looks weird to me. Another name being bandied about as well, unless they become the OC and Tanner Engstrand becomes assistant. But that doesn't work either, does it? We've already got rid of an assistant in Steve Wilkes, and now you're going to be breaking down Tanner Engstrand to an assistant. Doesn't work. Somebody else that has been talked about is Cliff Kingsbury, and we all know what Cliff Kingsbury's about. He's a young coordinator. He's been a head coach, and he's very much one of these coaches that is new and bringing new stuff to the game. Although he has been around a while, but I like his ideas. He's good. I would welcome that. But again, can you really have him as an assistant? And obviously Kingsbury's got valuable experience with quarterbacks as well. An intriguing one, which will have a lot of Jets fans' eyebrows raised, is Todd Monken. Is Todd Monken going to be on the move from the Ravens this year? There's a very, very good chance that the Ravens could be breaking things down this year. And if they do break things down this year, they're going to blow everything up. There is a good chance that Harbour could also be gone as well. They've not had a good season. That said, the back end, as I've said before, they've done an amazing job to finish so far 8-8, and there's a good chance that they're going to finish 9-8 by beating the Steelers. If they don't make a deep run into the playoffs, I can see that the Ravens blowing things up. Whether or not Harbour goes or not, I don't know. He might choose to retire for a year and then come back the following year. I don't know. But their roster is old. There's a lot of areas within the Ravens roster that just need completely overhauling. So, and it's going to take more than free agency and the draft to fix it. So I would think that there's going to be a lot of coordinators on the move. So Todd Monken, who many of us wanted as the offensive coordinator, could be on the move. He would be, if this was an option. This is the only time that I would do this. I would make Todd Monken the offensive coordinator, and if Engstrand wanted to play assistant head coach to him, I would entertain that idea. If he didn't, I would say adios, not Todd Monken, Tanner Engstrand. So he would be an amazing pickup. The only thing with Todd Monken is this guy really needs a head coaching job. So if he was to come on board, but if you look at it in this respect, if Aaron Glenn doesn't work out next year, you've got Todd Monken in the wings that could possibly take over as head coach. So just have a think about that, and maybe that would be floated to Todd Monken. I don't know, but it's worth thinking about. Just food for thought. Getting back to Scott Turner, he's the son of former head coach Norv Turner. Scott has prior experience as an offensive coordinator as well, and is currently the Jets' senior offensive coordinator, as I've said. But the Jets are going to need to carefully consider their options to build this supporting infrastructure for whoever is going to be the offensive coordinator and the likely rookie quarterback in this 2026 season. Whoever that might be, whether it's Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, or insert other quarterback name in here that isn't in round one. Simpson got hurt at the weekend. Didn't see too much of him. Just briefly, Dante Moore, they won against the Red Raiders. It was a workmanlike performance. There was nothing flashy, but he got the job done. Again, he didn't have a run game, so job done. They're through to the next round and are going to be playing Indiana, I believe. Talking of Indiana, Mendoza absolutely turned it on, and I keep saying this, he is a man amongst boys out there. He is just so mature, and if there's a chance we can land this guy, this has to be everyone's QB1. We have everything crossed. The routing guide this week is quite simple. We want the Giants to beat Dallas Cowboys, and we want us, not that I'm advocating a loss, but here it comes, we need to lose against the Bills. It's as simple as that. And if that happens, we can clinch the number 2 spot. So Raiders are going to be at the top. The Raiders are likely to take Mendoza. It's as simple as that. But we know this is the draft and anything can happen. So you just don't know what's going to happen in these situations. We do know that there are going to be quarterbacks that will get overdrafted. Ole Miss quarterback, whose name escapes me just for this second, had a terrific game. A little bit small for my liking. I do not want a quarterback that is under 6'2" on the Jets. I have my own reasons for that. I just prefer bigger quarterbacks that can actually look over the offensive line and see the field a little bit better, rather than having to roll out outside the tackles to see everything. But there are other exceptions in the game, which I'm sure people will tell me. I'll just add this in as well before we move on. Just as a footnote, the Raiders are currently picking at 1 at the moment, but they are playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who are now dropping to 6-10. They are falling faster than a fast thing in fast season. There is the slimmest. I know the Raiders are just incredibly bad. And if you think the Jets are bad, go and watch a Raiders game, because they are really bad. I watched the game of theirs the other day, and for a split second I thought, blimey, they're actually better than us, but we're picking below them. But no, they are really, really bad. There's another team that could potentially be blowing things up as well. There's been various firings going on in there as well. So Chip Kelly went. So there is a chance. It's a slim chance, but there is a chance that the Raiders could actually beat KC, who I'm sure just don't give a monkey's what's going on now and have got one eye on Hawaii, and Andy Reid will be purchasing another shirt there. But just bear that in mind. So things can change. It's the NFL any given Sunday. So we have some good news, if you can view it as that. It's nice. I like these. It's the awards. Rather incredibly, this isn't quite used. I don't know what the stats are on this, so you can go and check on this. Google it. The MVP of the team, which is named the Curtis Martin team for MVP, has been won by a special teamer. And if you're thinking, who could it be? Is it a kicker? Is it a punter? Or is it a returner? You'd be right. It's a returner. Not Kenny Nwangu, Isaiah Williams. Quite rightly. What's incredible about this is, if you don't remember, we actually cut this guy. So we had Xavier Gibson right at the beginning of the season, returning punts, catching punts on his 2-yard line, fumbling balls, you're gone. That was the example made. And then we picked up Isaiah Williams. And we ended up cutting him. But then we brought him back. We gave him another shot. And as you know, Chris Bandro, our special teams coach, has gone from strength to strength with his unit. There's been so many good players on that special teams unit. It's just incredible. You've got Stiggers. Earlier on, you had McCrary Ball, excellent gunner as well. And then, of course, you've got Nick Folk, kicker. I think he only missed one kick all year, and that was in the rain. And I think it was a 56-yarder. He can get away with that. The guy has just been absolutely amazing. On Nick Folk, the guy is getting on a bit. And as we saw last year, when a kicker gets old, all of a sudden, and they start losing it, it affects them big time. A lot of this kicking, it's all in the head. It's head. Lose that confidence, and you just can't make it. You get the doinks and the misses and the wides and all the rest of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if we have an open kicking competition next year. I would love to see Nick Folk back again next year, but I do think that we will get to see a kicking competition again. Austin McNamara, All-Pro. Has to be an All-Pro. The guy has just been an absolute machine in putting that ball within the 20, in the 10, and a lot of the times within the 5. Again, the hang time that he's just getting is just incredible. And when you've got good gunners like McCrary Ball, like Stiggers that are getting down there, and I will add this as well, very late on, Arian Smith, he's also making a late push on special teams as well. So you know what? You're not getting the ball on the offense. You're not doing anything on offense. Go and make a name for yourself on special teams. Make sure that you hang around next season by doing something on special teams. It's a good way to hang around the team and make that 53. So fair play. And he had a monster hit. Again, it was the hang time on the ball which allowed Smith to make this hit. But it was a good textbook tackle. Absolutely brilliant. If you want to know how to tackle, kids, just watch that tackle because it's absolutely textbook. But Austin McNamara has just been absolutely lights out good, and it wouldn't surprise me if he'd actually got this MVP award, which is, again, it's a little bit of an indictment on the team when your punter is an MVP. So I'm kind of glad that he didn't. And Isaiah Williams, what can you say about him? The guy has just been absolutely immense this year, to the point where we've got Kenny Nwangu back there, Isaiah Williams back there on punts and kick returns. And teams are choosing just to kick it out of the back of the end zone and give up the 35. Why are they giving up to the 35? Because they know full well that we can't move the ball off the 35 anyway. So even with 4 downs. Honourable mention, longest tenured Jet. He's still here, Thomas Hennessy. Congratulations, Thomas, on another brilliant season. Incredible snapper. Underrated. Never gets talked about enough. They are a unit, these kicking teams. They're out there practicing and they're doing their craft and perfecting it. And we see the results, and we're seeing all these brilliant punts, and we're seeing these brilliant kicks, and we're just taking it for a given. But it's nice to go through a season where your kicker comes on, and you're going, "Yep, that's 3 points." The punter's coming on, "Yep, that's going to be pinned deep." We just need an offense and a defense now to take advantage of those field positions. But massive congratulations to Isaiah Williams, because that is very, very well deserved. Again, a little bit disappointed it's not an offensive or a defensive player, but not taking anything away from him. He's done really, really well. More awards have gone out. This is just within the Jets as well. So the Dennis Bird Most Inspirational Player is Harrison Phillips. A late season pickup by Muji. Harrison Phillips, he's going to be a team captain next year. He's been a motivational speaker, and ever since he's been with us, he's just led this team. Came from Minnesota in late August trade. And as I say, Muji's done incredible with these trades. And it's quite fitting that he's actually won this award. So fair play to him for winning that as well. Other winners in the past have been David Harris, Demario Davis and Steve McClendon. So he's in good company there as well. The Selfless Warrior Award, Kyle Clifton Award, good guy, goes to our ex-centre, Joe Tipman, and now playing right guard, who's played his socks off. He's quietly gone about his business this year. He's been moved from centre to guard when AVT went down, and you've not heard a peep out of him. And the reverse has actually been true. He's just gone about his business, and that right side with Membu has just been outstanding. It is a super strength for this offensive line. Another offensive lineman got an award as well, and that was Olu Fashanu, our left tackle, our franchise left tackle. I'm going to say that because it sounds good. He won the Ed Block Courage Award. Other players to have won this is Vera Tucker, Brees Hall. This is an award that is voted by their teammates as a role model of inspiration, sportsmanship and courage. And I think Olu Fashanu absolutely embodies all that. The Marty Lyons Community Service Award goes to Marcelino McCrary Ball. Obviously, as the name suggests of this award, it's community service. And Marcelino McCrary Ball, he's been very active in that and very well deserved as well. Most recently, Quincy Williams won this as well. The Bill Hampton Award got won by a rookie, Azariah Thomas, AZ. The Jets' third round rookie out of South Florida is this year's Bill Hampton's honoree. The award, named after the Jets' late great equipment manager since 2004, has been presented to the rookie who acts like a pro in the locker room. So that's a really good sign as well, isn't it? So all these guys have done so well getting these awards, very well deserved. You know what? It just takes our mind off things that are going on that aren't so good about this team. So just a little bit of light-hearted look at what's going on within the team as well. And just in case you're wondering why I'm doing this on my own, well, it's been the holiday season and we've all got families and things to do as well. So we've had a few scheduling issues and we haven't quite managed to meet up quite yet. But that's going to change going into the new year. So we'll be back to normal before long. And we're going to discuss all the stuff to do with the draft and trades and free agency and all the rest of it. And hopefully the guys, the draft nerds, they will be back doing their bit. I think they're still going to do wide receivers, although it might even be linebackers. But they shall be back doing their bit as well. So hopefully they'll be producing some more absolute gold talking about these draft prospects. Anyway, thanks for listening. And as again, Happy New Year. And go Jets, as always.
Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.